Today we're going to make a Forevermark cabinetry drawer, and this is the 2018 model. This is in a Greystone shaker. We have the back of the drawer, and then we have the two sides, and then of course the bottom. The bottom has one unfinished side and one glazed finished side, so that's important to get it the right way around. First off, we just use white wood glue, just regular wood glue. I like to use in these little grooved parts right here, those routed areas. So I just put a drop of glue inside each notch. We're looking to get about that much in there. And then we do one bead of glue along each inside edge across like that. And we're going to do that for there. And then one bead of glue in each side piece. Right there. We don't need to do these edges, the male sections, just the female inserts. And then we're going to match these up with the notches like so, and I'll have a rubber mallet right here that I'm going to just tap these pieces gently but firmly into place. So that's one side. Now you can see that this groove is matched up. It's important to get that because that's where the bottom's going to fit. And then the next side, make sure it's around the right way. Again, tap it into place. Just like so. You want to make sure that this taps all the way in so that it's flush, or this piece is slightly recessed below these pieces right here. And we're going to take our shelf and we're just going to slide it in the top grooves right here, making sure that the finished side is up the right way in the cabinet. And then this piece, we've just got to lift it up for the notch to fit all the way in and seat properly there. So it should just come out a little bit on this corner. You can see right there. Okay, now we've got that in. We're going to do more glue on the end piece, so in each female notched out section for the dovetail. So what I was looking for earlier. In the female dovetail section, again, one little bit of glue. The glue is not completely necessary to do this, but if you're going to spend a few $1,000s on some kitchen cabinetry, why not just go the extra little step and put some glue in there and add some strength to that. Now normally I would stand this up on its side and bang these in, or put it on this side, but it's a little bit difficult to see in this camera angle, so I'm just going to do it like this. Again, we're looking to make sure all these dovetails are seated in. Turn it over. Hold this section. And that one in pretty easily. Now again, check both sides, make sure they are flush or recessed in this way. And again, these sides, they look good, they're not coming out. The reason we don't want them to come out is because it's got to slide inside the cabinet. See that one a little bit better. Okay, now at this end right here, there are two little screw holes. In the pack of screws that come with the drawer pack, we have some different pieces right here. So we have some long screws. These are just over an inch. These are maybe like 1.1 or 1.2 inches long. We get 4 of those. Put them in my magnet plate right there. Then we have some, looks like about 1/2 inch screws right here, maybe 5/8. These are, again, flathead screws right here. And then this little packet of very small screws, maybe 3/8, if that. These pieces right here. And each of them has a specific function. Okay, so going back to these holes here, those are for our approximately 1-inch screws. We're going to carefully seat that in. Make sure it's flush and fully seated. The point of these screws is to hold these dovetails in and you know, just do the job that the glue, just add some more structure and strength to the dovetail, keep it in there. If you didn't have glue in there, that'd be absolutely necessary, but they, together with the glue, that should hold it for many years to come, shouldn't have any issues. Again, on the back, 2 more screw holes right here. Okay, I'm going to do that standing up, so that's difficult to do. Actually, I can move that over here so you can see. Here we go. So again, just simply screw those in. I'll ease up the power a little bit. There we go. Make it nice and flush. You have to be careful when using an impact driver and wood. Just be very careful because they're very powerful. So if you don't have a lot of experience with one, then maybe do it by hand. And that's seated nicely. Next, along with your pack come these 2 plastic brackets. So again, this is the Forevermark 2018/2019 model. These are the brackets that are going to sit inside on the bottom corners of the front of your cabinet, and they are going to hold the front parts of the drawer tracks underneath the cabinet, and they will clip onto the track. So you can see the mechanism works just like this on a spring right in there. There is a little orange screw for adjustment. You don't have to worry about that for now. Just once you get the drawer in, if it needs some adjustment, that is an adjustment that raises it up and down. The screw holes right here, there's 1, 2, and 3. These are gonna sit flush on the inside corners, just like this and this. Let me show you that a little closer. So this is how they should fit, this way, so that from the inside you can click open the mechanism like so, and then the screw holes will screw into this side and this front of the drawer. And we're going to do that right now. We're going to use our 1/2-inch pan head screws. But first, before we do that, what you want to do is you want to pre-drill these little holes. And the reason is because I've done this before, where you just drill them straight in and then that wood will crack. And really you do not want that wood to crack, because you really only have 1 chance at getting that screw in correctly. We're going to use a 3 and 32-inch drill bit. And we're going to carefully drill pilot holes into these drill holes. We're only going to go in about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. We're just drilling a small pilot hole for those 1/2-inch screws. Right there. Right there. Let's blow that dust away. There we go. Let's take these screws, screw these in. Very carefully in. Now with the impact driver, I'm not using any impact. I am just carefully screwing them in so that they sit tightly along the edges. Being very careful not to split this wood. You want to apply enough pressure that it just pulls it to the side, and you'll be able to see the difference when you do it. You'll see the plastic just pull slightly against the wood, and that is enough. At that point, ease off. Now, okay, next step is these tiny 3/8 of an inch, I would say, screws. Okay, so you're going to get 4 of these in your pack, 2 for each bracket. These will apply extra strength to this bracket, to the actual bottom of the drawer. So there are 3 screw holes at the bottom of your bracket. You just need 2 of them. I would say the 2 holes that are furthest apart. And you're going to very carefully drill those down until they just seat at the bottom there. Just barely enough pressure just to hold it tightly against the bottom of the drawer. Don't strip the wood. And this one over here also. One in the corner, one at the other side of the bracket. And yep, a little bit more on that one. And there we go. Okay, so that's enough. You got 2 drawer rails. Okay, so again, 2018, 2019 model, soft close option. Okay, and when the drawer rails collapse, they carefully, slowly soft close in themselves. So they have all of the mechanism inside there in order to do that. Now, how these are going to fit inside the drawer is we don't put them on the drawer first. We're going to put them inside the cabinet first. But essentially, they will go ahead and slide into these brackets right here. There's 2 ways they connect to your drawer. There is a little hook on the back end that is going to hook into the hole on the back side of the drawer. There it is right there, and one on the other side. So they will hook into that hole right there, and then on this end they're going to hook into this little catch. So when you slide this drawer into your cabinet, this is what it will do. And it will stay right there. That will hold it in place. Here is our drawer box. This one has 3 drawers, but whether you have one with 1 drawer or multiple drawers, they're all the same. All the same concept as far as installation of the drawers. You get 2 of these plastic brackets right here. They have notches on one side and then just a support on the back side. Each one of these will fit in the back of the cabinet. This will fit with the notch on the top. And you just push it firmly, let me do it from this side, into place right there. It has 2 holes on the back that you'll drill your 1/2 inch flathead screws into and seat those in there. And the reason you need to use the flathead screws is because they sit under the bracket, which adjusts, and that bracket needs to pass over the top of the flathead. So if you use panhead screws, you'll find it a lot harder. Trust me. Move it over. Now our bracket is firmly into place. You can put the other bracket on as well. Now we bring our drawer rail in. Okay, so our drawer rail, the front part is gonna have the screw holes in at the very front. See, the back part has a space at the end and has that hook. That hook is for the back of the drawer. So the front part will be at the front of the cabinet, the back part with the back of the drawer at the back of the cabinet. Easy. Okay, so we slide it into place. Let me show you this. Now there's a notch right here at the end of the rail. That notch will slide into the bracket right here. So there it is, seated. Now, if you get it incorrectly, you won't be able to move up or down. It'll be in there. It shouldn't be too loose. You're going to move this rail so that the end hole lines up with the pilot hole already pre-drilled by the manufacturer on the edge of the cabinetry. And that is our drawer rail installed. Now we'll install the second one, and then we slide the cabinet drawer in. Now we have our drawer rails in. We've moved the rails back and forth so they're about equal distance all the way along the edge. We have our drawer ready to go. And you just slide it in, making sure the rails line up with the notches on the bottom of the drawer. Just slide it in carefully, and you should hear a slight click, like that. Pull this out, making sure that the rails have engaged with the drawer. Again, try it again. Pull it out. It extends all the way out. These Forevermark cabinets come with really nice bumpers. They have little pointy ends on them. 4 of them to each cabinet. You place them just on the inside corners, about 1/2 inch from each edge. And they really help suppress the noise of the drawer closing. And only about 2 dozen more drawers to go.